Hi, Mike DePung here. Um, I'm going to share something that I wrote today, so I'm going to be reading it because I will probably put it in printed form in on Medium.com or Substack or both. I'm not sure. But this is something that sometimes, because if you listen to me, if you've read any of my works, you know that um, that there's this practice, the shamanic practice that I do, that is nothing that is religious about it. Even in the thing that I write, I refer to a prophet, the prophet Isaiah, but that doesn't mean that I am engaging or indulging or endorsing any kind of organized religion because I most definitely am not, even though some of it for a little while can do some people good. But I am going to do this because the spirits and the energies that I sense are strong right now. I know a lot of people are upset about what's going on in the war with Iran, Iran at war with others. Um, there are, well, I'm not going into the political stuff because what I'm sensing now, what I'm feeling into because of the place that I have, because of the abilities that I have, I've sensed like I did with at the beginning of the Ukrainian war, actually, and then at the beginning of the atrocities that happened in Gaza. I I sense those that have been transported almost instantly to the other side of the veil, to out of this plane of existence and into another realm. And I just need to do this. I don't know if anybody will hear this or listen. If you do, and you're one or two who do, and you think it's worth anything, that it might help turn souls to consider their own hearts, or it might help some who have hear their hearts to um, work on behalf of helping others to do that, then please share it. Make some kind of comment, like it, subscribe to my channels or my page or whatever it is that wherever you happen to consume this, if you do. If not, this is to you who have cried out to me, who have spoken to me. And so I'm going to read this now. I do not know the names of the 165 teachers and girls who were slaughtered by a missile attack or bomb attack launched by Israel or the United States of America. They aren't identified like the six soldiers who have died from this nation of America. Therefore, I cannot use their names in my work. These unnamed gathered in classrooms at desks with books, some probably hopeful and engaged, and others, as in any school, wishing they were anywhere but in school. I can't really be sure. Neither can they now. Shajareya Tayeba, and I have no idea how close that pronunciation is. Elementary school housed the last hopes, dreams, or maybe dreads of these girls who comprised most of those murdered. They were between the ages of 7 and 12. Children, one moment with their final expressions frozen on their faces, lived. Then they died, those faces obliterated in thousandths of a second, with their ooze, perhaps from first hearing about the speed of light, or understanding the answer to an algebraic equation, or being moved by a poem they never heard, or their ahs. Ah, as their nimble minds realized a bomb struck their building just as the floor beneath them disappeared and the rubble from the roof collapsed on their heads. Gone. I'm going to share two poems, which I have shared before, uh, but they're appropriate for this. And I was moved to create them more like channeled when the horrors of Gaza commenced. Trump and Netanyahu and all their legislative, judicial, and public supporters um, have no understanding of their own hearts because they have heard the whispers of their hearts, stopped their ears, and said yes to ego for a multiplicity of reasons that are not the focus here. The children are. The children understand heart until megalomaniacs try to drive it from them. Then they question, doubt, and begin to accept quote unquote reality. Fuck that. One prophet knows, as do the heart-centered children, these words. The wolf will live with the lamb. The leopard will lie down with the goat. The calf and the lion and the yearling together, and the little child will lead them. Those are the true warriors. Those are the spirit, that is the spirit of true leaders, not destruction. Little children. Little children are the ones who understand. So much I could say there. I'm going to just pause for a second. Maybe I'll write this in, maybe I won't. You know, we tend to think of this as some kind of, whenever there's a war of some kind, we glorify it or we praise those who gave the sacrifices of, great, yeah, you did. And I do too, especially for those who fought in just wars, and especially for those who just don't know. But you who are leaders, you who are now in this nation Republicans that support and vote for this kind of bullshit, you don't know what true leadership is about. The little children do. They are the ones who should be consulted. Ask the children. Go into an elementary school of or ages 7 through 12 and ask them what the world should be like. It sure in the hell won't be what you think it is. Back to my writing. All creation knows, except for those who are supposedly most highly advanced. All creation knows that we are not, that we are not the most advanced. We are not the ones who understand everything. Fortunately, each of us has direct knowledge of heart before ego tries mistakenly to protect us from the real reasons we came here. And again, that's a whole part of my shamanic practitioner, being a shamanic practitioner. And there are things that if you ever want to talk about, you just need to contact me and we'll make time. But the real reason we came here is to be known by heart energy and not by ego, not by being superior, or not by playing the victim and being inferior, or not by being better than everybody, winning, winning, winning. Each of us has direct knowledge of heart before ego tries mistakenly to protect us from the real reason we came here. Listen to the wolf, lamb, leopard, goat, calf, lion, and all the plants and trees and rocks and stones, for all of these have voice and spirit, much truer and incorruptible than those who deny heart and live by ego. My thoughts of these 165 girls are added to the poems that I'm going to read now. This one is called The Surrender. And again, it was almost as if I channeled this. Some little girl that had suffered. Well, I'm just going to read it. The Surrender. A weak, small voice reached the man's ear. Excuse me, sir. Have you seen my arm? It was here a moment ago when I was sitting in my chair in my bedroom just over. Confusion crossed her blood-smeared brow. Through heavy, choking sobs, the captain asked, over where, dear girl? Tell me, please. Oh, where that big hole is, where my mom and dad and brother are. With white rivulets running down the dirt-caked face, the captain blubbered the words. But nothing is there. I don't see your arm. Suddenly, the little girl smiled. Thank you, sir. My family is here. I won't be needing that arm. tear-blurred eyes watched her soul ascend from the tiny torn body, now vacant, but not as vacant as the captain's eyes as he lifted the little girl, kicking his rifle aside. A sergeant ran towards the captain's back, not seeing the tiny body. "We got them, sir. What are your orders now?" The man turned and held out the body. "This is what you will do. Lay down all your weapons. Wave the flag of surrender. Then go to each little child. Ask them for their orders. Do exactly what they ask or say, and this fucking war is done. We end it here, for us, at least. Those generals, leaders, and political pricks know nothing of the value of life, nor did I." The sergeant stood still a moment, preparing some retort. The colonel sobbed. "Silence. Do as I say, for here is wisdom." He offered the little body towards the man. Before he lay her down in her bloodied little jacket, missing one arm, yet a whispered smile on her lips. "You have my orders. Her family came to receive her, you know." And that's the first one. And these are harsh. These aren't the way I normally write poems. But again, doesn't matter. It's me. It's an expression of my heart, an expression of my love. And for those that might be offended by it, for those who might be supportive of this kind of bullshit, I think it's bullshit. You can think what you want, but I can guarantee you that if you support these kinds of things, you're not living and why you came here to live. You don't know anything about love and peace and joy and curiosity and true intelligence and innovation and creation because you can't destroy and know those things. Here's the second poem I wrote. And these were written consecutively, very close to one another within the hours. The children speak. All you leaders of the world speak gibberish to the children when you justify wars and collateral damage, when you rationalize economics, overhearing the children of the world and the ones who live next door, the red and black, brown, yellow, and white, who tell you of their hunger, their fears, their pain in the night, when you sleep soundly, smug asses, warm and fed, and allow your ego to pat you on the head, to tell you how clever, skilled you are at destroying enemies, manipulating them for your own gain. The children know love is supreme, love that offers comfort, encouragement, and care for all those wounds your wars have laid bare, for all those deals you made destroying houses, fauna, flora, and life, simply to know power, wealth, and control, none of which helps love flow the way we all wish to know. At least we did when we were children of the world. Yet you question the spirit of your inner child, who would, if you turned and remembered self, welcome you with smiles and a hug and forgive all the destruction and blood. The children trust and follow heart. And the ego ugliness that you leaders live maps line, I'm sorry, and the ego ugliness that you leaders live maps lines across the chart of time that lead to disappointment you are blind to see, that clearly show no depth of soul and understanding of how to understand anything of heart. We, the children, see from the other side, where we enjoy comfort, peace, and love, which you so-called leaders denied. If you really wish to change the world to make it safe and fun, endowed with wealth, then hear us, for our wisdom far outstrips yours. We know as goddesses and gods too why we come to this middle world of Mother Earth. We have been those who helped give her birth, creators of worlds for us to know and enjoy, just as your little inner girl. or boy? Do you cringe at such inferences made? That the little children are God in flesh, and that all the missiles, bombs, drones, and guns mean nothing to true human souls who laugh when a butterfly lands on their nose. And that's it. I hope to whoever might encounter this, or to those on the other side of the veil who might hear this, that they know the love and peace that I intend through it. Sometimes love would slap others in the face to tell them to wake up, to stop with the insanity, and to listen to your heart. Get my books, read my works, listen to these videos, read this if before I post this, if I decide to print it, do it in print version uh, on another platform, then I'll do that. Until next time, love and peace.